Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this Saturday, November 13th, 2021. Coming live from Palatial State here in Dallas, Pennsylvania. This week, it's Saturday, Must Have Sports Talk, right here on the DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Very happy to be with you once again. Just finished watching Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, knocked off the Virginia Cavaliers on the road in Charlottesville, Virginia. They win 28-3. They dominated Virginia, and now Notre Dame is 9-1 with 2 games remaining. And I know they have a big game against Stanford to wrap up the season. They have another big game next week. But Notre Dame is starting to really put all these wins together. They beat Navy last week in a nice effort. And they had the one big loss to Cincinnati earlier in the year, who's undefeated, and a lot of people aren't respecting the schedule Cincinnati has played. But we should see what happens. Notre Dame's the 9th ranked team in the country. Oklahoma lost today, so they might at least jump up to number 8, and we'll see where the college football playoff standings has them with about 2 weeks to go in the regular season, and then, of course, we'll see how everything shakes out. Alabama will find a way to get into the college football playoff like they always do. Georgia's still the number 1 ranked team in the country. They'll find a way to get in no matter what. We'll see what happens. Does Cincinnati get the respect they deserve? Ohio State, they lost to Oregon early in the year. Will they get respect? Oregon right now is playing a late-night game against Washington State at home in Oregon. They're the number 3 ranked team in the country, so very interesting to see what happens. Michigan got a big win over Penn State. Comeback win. Penn State played really hard. Wearing my Penn State hoodie. We are Penn State. Raucous crowd of 109,000 people in Happy Valley, but unfortunately they did not go home happy. It was disappointing. They were up, but then late Michigan scored a touchdown, and they won 21-17. Michigan over Penn State. So Penn State now only has 2 regular season games to go. They had their last home game of the season. Hard to believe it's their home finale for the seniors. Like a senior day this upcoming Saturday, next Saturday against Rutgers, who got a nice win today. Rutgers crushed Indiana and has played much better, so that's not an easy game. It should be a win for Penn State, but it's not a definite. So Sean Clifford tried his best out there, but he got sacked 7 times, and the Penn State quarterback was running for his life, so they need to shore that up and give him some more pass protection. They got Dotson, the big-time receiver, and then they have to wrap up the season on the road in East Lansing against Michigan State, who is just dominating right now and beating up on teams. But they had that bad loss to Purdue last week, and Purdue, of course, early in the year beat Iowa, which they pull off all the upsets in the Big Ten Conference. But Michigan State has a big showdown, 7th-ranked team against the 4th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes next Saturday, which could decide lots of things as we get closer to the Big Ten Championship. So in Indianapolis. So Michigan State, who got the big win with some controversial calls against their arch rival, in-state rival Michigan, a few weeks ago. They're rolling. Michigan's rolling at 9-1, but still let's play their nemesis Ohio State, who they can't seem to ever beat under Jim Harbaugh with his pleated khaki pants. Can't seem to find a way to knock off Ohio State. We'll see if this is the year. I still have doubts that this will be the year. I think they'll find a way to lose again. And Notre Dame, hey, for all we know, might sneak into the college football playoff again, but then they get destroyed in the college football playoff either way. And Penn State, so after year 5, I was disappointed that since then, now they're 6-4. They've gone 1-4. They've lost some heartbreakers. Really, the only game that they really got, it was an embarrassment that they lost to a really bad Illinois team a few weeks ago with that 9 overtime, really crazy, wacky rule with the 2-point conversions. They have to keep going. That was a bad loss at home for Penn State a few weeks ago. But they played Ohio State tough, but unfortunately they fell short. Lost a tough game, and then they lose. They played Michigan tough. Lose a tough game today, and then a few weeks ago when they got their first loss of the season, that was against Iowa on the road in overtime. They lost 23-20, and let's be honest, if Sean Clifford stayed healthy, they probably win that game and would remain undefeated. Would have stayed 6-0 at least going in to that Week 7 matchup, but they lost. The young quarterback didn't seem to quite know what was going on. Wasn't really game ready with all the loud noise on the road in Iowa, and it's kind of gone downhill since. But they playing teams tough. I think Rutgers will give them a heck of a ride with Greg Schiano really rekindling a pretty solid Rutgers program in Jersey and Piscataway. But I think they'll find a way to beat Rutgers for their senior day next Saturday. I hope so. And then Michigan State's going to be a heck of a game, but I think they'll at least be competitive in that. But tough loss for Penn State. Congrats to Notre Dame with the 28-3 win over Virginia Cavaliers. So, yeah, we're moving right along the college football playoff. I guess all roads lead to probably Georgia and Alabama, the 2 titans from the SEC, facing off in a big showdown, and we'll see who wins. Alabama and Nick Saban seem to always find a way to at least get to the college football 14 playoff, which I still would love to see expanded to an 18 playoff, if not a 12-team playoff. or Division One AA with the 16-team playoff. So you have some more, Cinderella, March Madness type stories in college football. And Cincinnati Bearcats, if they remain undefeated, deserve a chance, a crack at the national championship. But it's going to be tough with all the big powerhouses in the conferences. So, a big day in college football. Baseball, we're going in the offseason. A lot of wheeling and dealing about to happen. Matt also might get traded from the Oakland Athletics, possibly to the Yankees. A lot of teams want him, power hitting first baseman. Oakland Athletics want to shave off payroll. They got lost Bob Melvin. He's no longer their manager now. I think he's the San Diego Padres manager, who they underachieved. They had a great season with some of their star players like Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr., who won another Silver Slugger award. But maybe Bob Melvin, great manager formerly of Oakland, will get it done and put them over the top. We'll see. No one wants to be the Mets baseball director of operations. Billy Beane said no. A bunch of people said Theo Epstein said no. Who knows what we'll say? Geico says yes. Who knows? Maybe I can get the job if enough people say no. But a lot of wheeling and dealing is about to happen. Starling Marte, Yankees might be in on him. Astros, Phillies, Mets. Who knows? Just a lot of interesting pieces here, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the Mets do at manager. Let's see Carlos Beltran get another crack at it if all the other alleged cheaters with the Houston Astros and Red Sox get their jobs back. Why can't Carlos Beltran get a chance? So, and the Mets former manager, he might actually go to the Yankees across seven rivals and be a base coach for them. So, baseball wheeling dealing, still have to make sure they can agree to a collective bargaining agreement so we don't have a strike or a lockout before the 2022 season starts. So, we'll see. They got to get the ball rolling. Before you know it, spring training starts in February. March 31st is open day. Let's hope that those dates actually happen. Aaron Judge, congrats Aaron Judge. He won the Silver Slugger Award for the second time in his career. Best power hitting right fielder in baseball this year in the American League. And then Bryce Harper won a Silver Slugger Award for the second time. I think his other time was when he won the MVP in 2015 for the Washington Nationals. He also won the Hank Aaron Award in the National League for best hitter in the National League. So congrats to Bryce Harper. I think this Friday, upcoming Friday, November 19th, they're going to announce the MVP, and I expect him to win his second career MVP. Had a great season with the Phillies and almost got them over the top before the Atlanta Braves edged them out in the division, and of course had their improbable one and won their first World Series in 26 years since 1995. But Bryce Harper, I think, will win the NL MVP, won the Hank Aaron Award, won the Silver Slugger Award. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. won the American League Hank Aaron Award. I think he has a heck of a chance, but I think any other season would have won the MVP, but I think he'll finish just short. So the great Shohei Ohtani, who's a great power hitter in DH, put up big-time home run numbers. The Angels stung, pitched great as well, so a great two-way player. Even got to pitch and hit in the All-Star game. So I think Shohei Ohtani definitely is going to win the AL MVP. But I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Has great years ahead of him, and if everything goes well, and any other year would have won the MVP. Bryce Harper, I think, won the NL MVP. Garrett Cole's a finalist for the AL Cy Young Award. Has a chance, but I think especially down the stretch with his hamstring injury, struggled. I think Robbie Ray of the Blue Jays is going to win the Cy Young Award. Had the most strikeouts in the American League. Zach Wheeler, the Phillies pitcher, former Met pitcher, is a National League finalist for the Cy Young Award, but I think Burns from Milwaukee is going to win that. So very interesting. We're going to get a lot more of the off-season awards. are going to come out this upcoming week. They had the Gold Glove Awards come out. Joey Gallo of the Yankees, he won in the outfield. So interesting what stuff will happen there. But hopefully we have baseball next year. Because I'm ready to Joseph for baseball. The season just ended last week, about 11 days ago. So baseball back, hopefully back before you know it. And on to the wheeling, dealing, and trades and free agency and all that stuff. Basketball, hockey well underway. Nets are playing pretty well, still without Kyrie Irving with the vaccine mandate. We'll see. Does he relent? Does he give in? And does he play? Who knows right now? Ben Simmons, does he play for the Sixers or get traded, or does he play at all? Who knows? So very interesting to have that. But Nets and Knicks still playing pretty well. And Lakers are hanging in there. Even though LeBron James has been banged up, hasn't played a lot. Carmelo Anthony's picking up the slack. Russell Westbrook's getting triple doubles. At times he's struggling, working with chemistry with Anthony Davis and his teammates. But we'll see. The Lakers, I think, will be fine. Golden State Warriors are red hot. Stephen Curry playing great. I think they're 9 or 10-1. That's before they get Klay Thompson, who's been out the last 2 years. He'll be back from all his injuries. Hopefully, he crosses our fingers he can stay healthy. And Andrew Wiggins and Golden State's going to be a dangerous team after everyone thought their dynasty's over. They might get them back into that dynasty. That's all the great winning, and they had some injuries over the last few years, especially with Klay Thompson, the other splash brother with Stephen Curry, great three-point shooter, arguably the best or second best three-point shooter in all basketball history, besides his two great teammates, Stephen Curry. So Golden State's playing great. Milwaukee's still playing great. The defending NBA champions, but I love seeing my gritty New York Knicks. They're playing solid ball. Ricky Rubio's playing pretty well with Cleveland, and the Nets, as I said, are playing great with Kevin Durant, James Harden, even with Kyrie. So basketball back for baseball back for hopefully, and hockey. Went to a Baby Penguins game tonight with my little daughter Lorelai and son LJ. They loved it. They said, "Let's go Pens, let's go Pens," with Tuxie and company. They just kept saying Tuxie, Tuxie, Tuxie. They unfortunately lost 4-0 to the Charlotte Checkers, who won the Calder Cup championship a couple years ago. But the Penguins won last night against them 2-1. Charlotte got their revenge tonight, won 4-0, but it was still a fun game. Earlier start, so family, kid-friendly game. Started at 6:05. By 8:30 it was over. Got home, got the kids to bed. They had a great time at the hockey game, and now we're gonna go to another exciting football game. Jets and Bills, another exciting sporting event, live sporting event at 1:00 tomorrow. So very busy day in the Tresky household for sports. But they love going to the Penguins game. They lost 4-0 tonight. Baby Penguins will be back. MLB Sun, Casey Plaza before you know it. So check out the game. It's fast paced, hard hitting action, and Tuxie, the Penguin mascot, my daughter used to call Benny instead of Penny for Penguins, is always a great time. So check out the Penguins. Hockey's been excited. Winter Olympics will be here before you know it with hockey and all the other great figure skating, all the other great sports on the NBC networks. Hockey, basketball back, baseball back for great day in college football. And now we go to the NFL. It is, what is it now, week 10? It's flying by. Week 10 of the NFL season. There's, I think, 4 teams with bye weeks. Yep. Chicago Bears, the Bears, who almost came back to beat the Steelers with Justin Fields, who played pretty well. The rookie quarterback throwing and running the ball. Almost beat the Steelers on Monday Night Football. They fell short. The Bears are off. Cincinnati Bengals are off after playing great for a while. Lost to my stinky Jets on Halloween. Lost to the Cleveland Browns last week. They need a week off to recuperate with Joe Burrow and company. The great Bengals correct. They're off. Houston Texans, who are just a dumpster fire and got crushed by the Dolphins last week, which was just an embarrassment. They're off. And the New York Giants are off after having a nice, impressive comeback win against the Vegas Raiders, 23-16 at home at MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Will be tomorrow, and then they'll be off this week with the bye week, and they'll be back next week, Monday Night Football, against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they played well and tough last year before they lost to the Buccaneers, the eventual Super Bowl champions. But maybe they'll give another run for their money, even though it's going to be a tall order, and probably Tampa Bay will win that game. But Giants only 3-6, but they go off to win with their bye week. So Bears, Bengals, Texans, and Giants are all off. And of course, it started off 2 days ago on Thursday Night Football, November 11th, on Veterans Day. Hopefully, everyone was out there supporting the troops, past and present and current troops, who put their lives on the line. These men and women are so brave and just give everything in the world. We just have to show our appreciation each and every day for all that they do. So they're going to have Veteran Day celebrations throughout football last week and then this week. They hit the Jets game we're going to do tomorrow. They're going to have camouflage and support the veterans, and I think they'll be waving the Jet towels, and hopefully the Jets don't embarrass themselves with JTS Jets. But it kicked off on Thursday on Veterans Day, Thursday Night Football, and it was a big upset. The Miami Dolphins, who I still think stink. Tua came back and played pretty well. Lamar Jackson, who's having an MVP caliber season, even though Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are probably going to win that, was held in check. Baltimore was making a comeback, big turnover, return for a touchdown, and Miami ended up winning 22-10 in a big upset at home in Miami over the Baltimore Ravens, who are rolling. And that's a big win that helps the Steelers, because now the Ravens are 6-3. If the Steelers can win their 5th game in a row, beating the winless Lions, even though now no Ben because he's on the COVID list. Mason Rudolph's got to start the game. Dwayne Haskins will be the backup. They'll be tied at 6-3 in first place. Everyone thinks the Steelers are garbage, which they've been improving and playing better. And Baltimore's been so great, they might be tied for first place. So my wife will be happy with that if that comes to fruition, if they stay. If they get tied for first place there with Baltimore. But Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, everything seemed to be going their way leading up to this game. Should have been an easy win, but Miami beat the stinky Houston Texans last week. It was an ugly game for the second win, and now they beat They beat the Baltimore Ravens, a big upset win. So now they have 3 wins. Still not going anywhere. They didn't trade for Deshaun Watson. Maybe Tua starts clicking, and maybe Miami play spoilers in the second half of the season as we play that extra 17th game. But they get a nice win over the Ravens, 22-10 on Thursday Night Football. Sunday, November 14th, CBS 1 o'clock game. We're going to Nana Fran's Buffalo Bills, my mother-in-law, at the New York Jets. Jets, Jets. I want to drink the Kool-Aid. I want to cheer on for the Jets. I'm going to be cheering like heck for the Jets, but I don't expect this to go well. I know the Jaguars won their first game on American soil, not including that London game a couple weeks ago in like 420 days. I know the Jaguars pulled off the upset and beat the Bills. Forced a lot of turnovers with Josh Allen, 1-9-6, held them from an outscoring touchdown, just a couple field goals. But I don't see Lightning striking twice with a bad football team like that. I think maybe if the Bills would have found a way to win ugly against the Jaguars, it would be a different story. But after losing the Jaguars, Sean McDermott, their great head coach, Josh Allen, all those star players, Stephon Diggs, they're going to begin that offensive defense riled up and not overlooking the Jets after they showed that any given Sunday, any team can beat them, including those Jaguars. And I think the Bills, unfortunately for my Jets, I think the Jets will play them tough for a while, keep it close. Mike White's supposed to be the quarterback. Hopefully he'll play well like he did a couple weeks ago before he got hurt against the Colts on Thursday Night Football a couple weeks ago. But played well, got the upset win, thrown out of his mind, 400 yards. 3 touchdowns against the Bengals on Halloween. Zach Wilson might be healthy with his knee, but right now they're not playing him. They're going to let Mike White play. Maybe Mike White can shock the world. I think the Jets will keep it close for a while, but I think in the end the Bills pull away, and the Bills are going to win. I'll go with 30-20. I'll drink a little of the Kool-Aid, say they score 20 points, but they'll pull away at the end. The Bills will win by 10, 30-20 over the Jets. Bills get a much needed win. My Jets. Maybe so you're saying there's a chance, like they said in Dumb and Dumber. Fingers crossed, maybe they'll pull off the upset. Do we believe in miracles? Yes, Sal Michaels, but I don't think tomorrow. But I'll hope like heck for the Jets, but I think the Bills win over the Jets 30-20. 1 o'clock on Fox, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Washington. This is not going to be pretty for Washington. Washington's struggling. They have no offense whatsoever. They have still a solid defense, Chase Young and company, but Ron Rivera's offense is just in shambles. Don't have a legit quarterback. Fitzpatrick's hurt. Heineke's not the answer. I think Brady and Tampa Bay is going to just pound the heck of the Washington football team, and I think they're going to win, not even close. I'll go with... I know Rob Gronkowski turned around and playing. I still think it's going to be ugly. I'm going to go with 38-13. They win by 25 points, and that's conservative. Destroy Washington. Lock of the day. Lock it in. 1 o'clock on Fox. Atlanta Falcons were playing better with Matt Ryan, the veteran quarterback, at the Dallas Cowboys. I think Atlanta will play tough for a little while, but in the end, Dallas is going to be mad as heck. They're not going to take anymore. They got embarrassed by the Denver Broncos, who looked like they gave up in the season. At the trade deadline, trained their great defense player Von Miller to the LA Rams, who trade for everyone, and now signed Odell Beckham Jr. As a star wide receiver, even though they lost Woods, who on Friday in practice, same day they officially got Odell Beckham Jr., tore his knee. He's out for the year, but they have Cooper Kupp, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, and of course now Odell Beckham Jr., and then a great defense, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron McDonald, Aaron Donald, not Aaron McDonald, made him McDonald's mascot there. He's not the reigning defensive player of the year, and now they got Von Miller, but I think Dallas got embarrassed at home in Dallas against the Denver Broncos and Teddy Bridgewater last week. Pull off a big upset. Broncos are 5-4, still kind of they traded away Von Miller to LA. People think I think Dallas they scored 2 touchdowns late in that game. Dak Prescott, that offense is going to start clicking again. That offense is dynamic, especially at home. It was averaging 40 points a game until the Broncos pounded them and pulled off a big upset last week. I think Cowboys get off the schneid, beat down on the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan can keep it close for only so long. Just not a good team right now. And I think the Cowboys, too much offensive firepower. Too much offensive firepower. They're going to score over 30 points. I'll go with 34-17. They double up the Atlanta Falcons and win on Fox at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock on CBS, the New Orleans Saints, who are struggling now that James Winston's out for the season, tore his knee. Trevor Siemian is the quarterback. They have the Wildcat offense package with Taysom Hill. They lost by 2 points to the Atlanta Falcons last week, which was a big upset. Now they play at the Tennessee Titans, who are a heck of a football team, even without Derrick Henry. And now they got Adrian Peterson the ageless wonder at running back. They found a way without Derrick Henry to pull off an upset and beat the LA Rams on Sunday Night Football last week. This is a tough game. Maybe Jameis Winston's correct. I give him a chance. Sean Payton's going to try his best, but I think that offensive group can only do so much with a mediocre quarterback as Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. I think Tennessee Titans are going to win this game. Ryan Tannehill, Adrian Peterson, Mike Vrabel, solid defense, solid running. They'll get it done. Titans are going to beat down on New Orleans, pull away late, and I'll go with 27 to 17. They win by 10. Tennessee over New Orleans. Just not enough offense for New Orleans. 1 o'clock on CBS, and Tennessee showing a lot of resiliency without MVP front runner Derrick Henry before his injury. 1 o'clock on CBS. They might be back for the playoffs for those, so it make Tennessee have a legit chance if Henry can come back for that. 1 o'clock on CBS. The Jacksonville Jaguars red hot, won their second game. Finally won a game on U.S. soil. Pull off the big upset at home in Florida against the once mighty Buffalo Bills. Now they go on the road to play Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts, who are going to premiere this Wednesday on HBO and HBO Max in season for the first time. Hard Knocks, not just in the off season, with the Indianapolis Colts, who have been playing better of late, and they just came off a big win, which everyone does, against my Jets Thursday night football, 145-30. I think the Colts at home, they're going to get the division win. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence banged up his ankle, came back. They got the nice win, but it was an ugly win. Barely could score. Beat down on the Bills. Got some big turnovers. Josh Allen sacked and forced fumbles and intercepted. Josh Allen, the quarterback. Josh Allen, the defensive player on the Jaguars. But I think in the end, the Colts are going to get it done. Carson Wentz, Jonathan Taylor, and the Colts offense is starting to click under Frank Reich. I'll go with Colts. They'll pull away. Jaguars they're not going to be any match for them. I'll go with Colts. They'll win 34-20. They'll win by 2 touchdowns over the Jaguars in a divisional matchup. 1 o'clock on Fox. It could be an interesting game. Hopefully, for my wife's sake, it's not. Detroit Lions, winless Lions, who've had some close games, heartbreakers. Justin Tucker, 66-yard breaking field goal. NFL record field. Baltimore pulled off a win. Other teams have pulled off wins when it looked like Detroit was finally going to get a win. First 0-16 team ever a few years back. Might become the first 0-17 team, but there is a chance. As they say, saying there's a chance, Dumb and Dumber fans. Playing at the Steelers Heinz Field, I still give the Steelers the benefit of the doubt. T.J. Watt, I think, finally will win the Defensive Player of the Year award if he stays healthy. That defense is dynamic. Minka Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden and company. But the big question is that he wasn't playing great to begin with, and he's probably on his last legs, about to retire at the end of the year. Ben Roethlisberger, this game, unfortunately, is on the COVID list. Mason Rose could start. Dwayne Haskins will be back if needed. Sometimes Mason Rose has shown positives. Sometimes he's gone really highs and some real lows and a lot of mediocrity. I still don't think the quarterback of the future of the Steelers is on that roster. I think they'll have to draft or trade or get maybe Aaron Rodgers in the offseason, whatever is the case as a free agent. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Mason Rudolph plays well enough. Detroit, hopefully is not going to be, Jones in at the bit, pulling off an upset. I think if Ben was healthy, Steelers easily win. Hopefully the Steelers defense gets it done and doesn't play down to the competition, even without Ben, gets the win, gets their 5th win in a row, gets 6-3 tied with the Ravens for first place. I think they do. I think it'll be ugly. I think the Lions are going to give them a real push for their run for their money. But remember, the Eagles, who aren't that good, they destroyed the Detroit Lions last couple weeks ago. I'll go with the Steelers. I'll go with 23-17. They win by 6. Ugly, but they get it done. And that's all that matters in the NFL. So they move 6-3. Hopefully Ben can make a speedy recovery. And we'll be back the following week when they have a tough game on the road against the LA Chargers and the dynamic young quarterback Justin Herbert. 1 o'clock on CBS. My wife's going to be checking score updates with the Steelers game. And she doesn't know yet about Ben not being able to play before she went to bed tonight. She'll be checking scores while we're at the Jet game because they play at the same time, the Steeler game and the Jet game. And then next year, the Jets will still go play the Steelers in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. And I think we already know we're going to that game. And she'll be cheering like heck for the Steelers. I'll be cheering like heck for my stinky Jets. 1 o'clock on CBS, the Cleveland Browns, who were playing lousy for a while, but Baker Mayfield got off the scrap heap, played well against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, outdueled him, beat the Bengals. Last week, they play on the road against the New England Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots here. I hate the New England Patriots. Still can't stand them, even though Brady's not on the team anymore. I don't mind Brady as much now that he's a Buccaneer. Can't stand Bill Belichick, but I even ran up the score on my stinky Jets a couple weeks ago. Can't forgive him for that and all his cockiness. But I think they're really making a run. Their rookie quarterback Mac Jones is getting it done. They beat the Chargers recently. They've been really picking up these wins, and the Patriots are on a roll. They're 5-4, might be able to get in the playoffs this year. Still don't think they have any chance of going to Super Bowl anytime soon. Brady has won that divorce with Belichick for at least the immediate future, but who knows down the road. But I think in the end, Belichick will stifle the Browns' offense enough. We'll see how well Baker Mayfield could respond against a tough Bill Belichick defense. But I think in the end, the Patriots hold down the Brooklyn Browns offense enough. Mac Jones, the rookie quarterback, is getting the job done. Not turn the ball over. He'll find a way to be efficient out there. Not that amazing, or as they say, quote unquote, put up sexy stats, but they'll get it done. New England's going to beat Cleveland, continue on their hot streak. I'll go with 23-16. They win by a touchdown over the Browns at home at Gillette Stadium in New England. That's it for the 1 o'clock games. 4:05 on Fox, Minnesota Vikings, who have lost so many close games this year, including a couple weeks ago to the Baltimore Ravens, actually last Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens in overtime. After getting into overtime, now they play at the LA Chargers, Justin Herbert and company. I'm going to go with a miniature upset. I'm going to say the Vikings, who lost a lot of close games this year, are going to find a way to go into LA, beat the Chargers. I know Justin Herbert, heck of a young quarterback. He'll put up some points, but I think it'll be a high-scoring shootout with Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook and the Vikings, who are going to put up some points. And I think in the end, the Vikings are going to edge them out, beat the Chargers. I'll go with 34-31. Close game. Should be a very exciting, no defense, but a lot of exciting offense. Vikings pull off the upset 34-31 over the Chargers. 4:05 on Fox. Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. They got it done last week against the 49ers. Arizona found a way to win, even without Kyler Murray. DeAndre Hopkins might not be able to play this week either. They've had a lot of injuries. J.J. Watt's out for the season. We'll see if Kyler Murray can make it, but they found a way to win with Colt McCoy, the backup at quarterback. They're at home. I'm going to go with Arizona here. Sam Darnold, who was struggling of late after they started off 3-0, and all the Jet fans are like, look, we should have held on to him. Who knows if he's a bust or not, but he was struggling. Now he's hurt. And now they also brought back Superman. They brought back Cam Newton, who, congrats to Cam Newton, he got a job in the NFL, got vaccinated, so that's not an issue anymore about people being afraid that with the protocols and everything that are a lot more stringent if you're not vaccinated. But he's not ready to start this game. They got P.J. Walker, the XFL star quarterback, star in this game, who's been okay. Christian McCaffrey came back this past week from the injured list and injured reserve, and he's a big shot in the arm, catch the ball in the backfield, running the ball in the backfield. Great running back when he's healthy. I'd be excited to see what Cam Newton can do when he comes back healthy. Guaranteed $4.5 million with only about 8 games left in the season, 7 games left in the regular season. See if they can somehow sneak in the playoffs. I don't think so. Technically, if he got all his incentives, he could make $10 million, but Sam Darnold might already be done in Carolina. Might not get another chance now, even after this injury, but excited to see Cam Newton back in Carolina. If he didn't go there, it would have been cool if he got reunited with his former Panthers coach, Ron Rivera in Washington, who's struggling, needs a quarterback, but great to see him back in Carolina after it ended badly there. Hopefully Cam Newton will get it done, but meanwhile, P.J. Walker in Carolina, Christian McCaffrey, maybe they can pull off an upset, but Robbie Anderson, I think they'll fall short. Arizona, whether it's Kyler Murray or Bill Murray, quarterback, or Colt McCoy, either way, I go with Arizona beating Carolina. I'll go with 26-17. They win by 9 points over Carolina at home in Arizona. 425 might be one of the best, maybe the best team in the NFL. Even though I still think Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers are going to be a team to beat until someone knocks off, dethrones the defending champion. 425 on CBS. The Philadelphia Eagles, 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 that my wife can't stand, playing on the road in Mile High Air against the Denver Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos, even their defense and offense shocked the NFL world, upsetting the Cowboys on the road in Dallas last week. They're 5-4, still hanging in even after trading Bob Miller away. A lot of people are going to pick the Broncos to win. Definitely give them a slight advantage because they're at home in Denver. But maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. My wife can't stand them, the Eagles. But I think the Eagles are going to actually pull off a minor upset. I think it's going to be a kind of an ugly, physical, close game, defensive struggle. I think Jalen Hurts, who's not always the most efficient throwing the ball, but he runs like heck with the ball, makes some big throws when he needs to. Devontae Smith, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner from Alabama, rookie wide receiver, is doing pretty well. I think the Eagles are going to find a way to go into Mile High Air, beat the Denver Broncos in a close game on a last-second field goal. I'll go with the Eagles. I'll go with the Eagles beating the Broncos 27-24. I think that's the score they lost by last week in a close game against the Chargers at home in Philly. I think the Eagles, they reversed their fortune, beat the Denver Broncos 27-24 in a close, hard-fought game. The Eagles get their fourth win of the season in a nice upset. 4:25 on CBS, possibly the game of the day. You get Russell Wilson returning after his mangled up hand and finger that was out. Joe Smith struggled, finally beat the Jaguars before the bye week. But they struggled, but they're still kind of in it. Pete Carroll and that tough veteran team. DK Metcalf and Seattle and a physical defense, they'll find a way to win games ugly. And Russell Wilson's back from his injured list. And now they go play on the road in Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, who didn't practice all week besides virtual reps. Just was cleared today from the COVID list after, what do you want to say, misled. They said he was immunized, turned out he wasn't vaccinated. And then he had a miss last week. Jordan Love at times was okay, but at least for now, maybe he'll prove that you're wrong down the road. The Packers defense played pretty well against Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, whose offense has been strong. The Chiefs got the win. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback that game. The Packers probably win that game after that big win over Arizona the week before. Their 7-game winning streak when they lost the first game in New Orleans, won 7 in a row. That's been gone. They're 7-2, still playing well. But at home at Lambeau Field, I'm just going to give the Packers the advantage here. I think it's going to be close. I think Russell Wilson gives them a legit chance if he's fully healthy and that hand's healthy, running and throwing that ball. Great leader. I think Russell Wilson will give Seattle a chance. But I think Aaron Rodgers, as long as he's focused and can get over the controversies of people going after him with the COVID thing and misleading people and everything, all this crazy podcast interview, and they made Pete Davidson in person made fun of him on Saturday Night Live last week. I still think Aaron Rodgers, heck of a quarterback. He did a wrong thing, did a bad thing, and put people in danger, and also hurt his team. And they lost last week when they could have allowed him to win. I think the Packers and Rodgers are going to rebound here. Russell Wilson's giving them everything they could hope for more coming back from the injury, but I think then the Packers win. Close game. I'll go with 27-23. Packers by 4 at home. It also helps that it's in Green Bay. Packers win by 4. Renee will be happy, but I think Russell Wilson in Seattle gives him a legit chance. But I think Aaron Rodgers comes back strong, beats Seattle, shakes off the rust, and wins 27-23 over the Seattle Seahawks. And what could be the game of the day. 8:20 on NBC. Big time AFC West showdown rivalry. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Vegas Raiders. Struggles by Pat Mahomes throughout the year. The defense has struggled. They've been playing better lately. The offense still turns the ball too much and struggling. But I just think Vegas Raiders still so many distractions. John Gruden now suing the NFL. And the emails that got leaked, and then he got fired or forced to resign. The Henry Suggs, the horrible incident that happened there with the DUI that cost someone's life, and then was cut from the team, and who knows what his legal status is. And then their other first-round pick from 2 years from 2020, he's gotten released by the team and cut for bad things off the field. Just a lot of craziness off the field for the Raiders. Derek Carr is still a heck of a quarterback for the Raiders. They still got a lot of talented players. They're at home in Vegas, so you give them a chance. They played the Chiefs tough throughout the years, including last year. But I think in the end, the Chiefs, they're somehow going to turn this around and at least sneak into the playoffs. I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl this year or go to the Super Bowl this year, but I think Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, again, they'll find a way to get it done. I'll go with Chiefs. Beat the Vegas Raiders. Close, high-scoring game. I'll go with 33-30. 3-point win, last-second field goal, Chiefs over the rival Raiders on Sunday Night Football. Should be a great one. And then last but not least, Monday, November 15th, 8:15 on ESPN, and also on ESPN2, the great hysterical Manning simulcast with Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, and all those funny guests they have and all their shenanigans. LA Rams with their superstar team, even now they lose their key wide receiver Woods, but they got Odell Beckham Jr., Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, the quarterback, offensive genius as head coach, young boy wonder. Cooper Kupp, heck of a receiver, through 10 games, has over 1,000 yards receiving. Good running, a very solid running attack. Great defense. Got Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, the reigning defense player of the year. At the 49ers, who are struggling. Trey Lance is, I think, still out there. Rookie quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo playing as best as he can, but the Niners' offensive defense is just not cutting it. They're not consistent enough. The Rams, maybe it was the best thing for them to get smacked in the mouth by a Tennessee Titans team without Derrick Henry. Possible Super Bowl preview. I think the LA Rams will be focused on the game against a division rivalry against the Niners, who lost last week to the Arizona Cardinals without Kyler Murray, without a decent starting quarterback. Colt McCoy, the backup, beat him. I think they'll be focused. Sean McVay will have them pumped up on offense and defense. They'll put up over 30 points. Defense will be solid, shutting down Jimmy Garoppolo, the 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan's once mighty offense, not so much anymore with all the injuries. I'm going to go with the LA Rams to beat the 49ers. I'll go with 34. I'll go with 34 to... I'll go 34-20. They win by 2 touchdowns by 14 points over the division rival LA Rams over the Niners on Monday Night Football. So those are my picks. Quickly rattle off again. Impressive win for, of course, the Dolphins. Upset win over the Ravens, which I would have picked, but kudos to them. For the game we go to, tomorrow, I'll go with the Bills over the Jets. Buccaneers lock it in. Lock of the game of the week. They'll beat Washington. Lock of the weekend. Dallas over Atlanta. Tennessee over New Orleans, Indianapolis over Jacksonville, Colts over the Jaguars, Steelers over the Lions, but closer than you think, especially without Ben now on the COVID list. Patriots over the Browns, Vikings upset over the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert, Arizona over Carolina, Eagles upset over the Broncos on the road. The Eagles will win. Green Bay beating Seattle, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, great quarterback matchup. Green Bay slight edge there. Chiefs on the road beat the Vegas Raiders. Pat Mahomes will get his stuff together, and then LA Rams and their dynamic offense and defense get it done over the 49ers. So those are my NFL picks for Week 10. Take two coffee in the morning. It is not a tumor. Get down. It is that nature. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Drink the meal drink, please. And Sesame Street came back on HBO Max this week. Enjoyed that. And hopefully people don't have any more controversies with Big Bird. He just said he got vaccinated. Nothing bad there. Everyone should just be healthy and safe. That's all he wants. So somehow that became a controversy this week. But Sesame Street's back on HBO Max every Thursday. My kids still love the Spider-Man cartoon show every Friday. Puppy Dog Pals, all that stuff. Big movies at Disney Plus. At the Disney Day now for free. You don't have to pay extra. If you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you can watch Jungle Cruise with Emily Blunt and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, which was a big-time Marvel superhero movie that came out on Labor Day weekend back in September. That came out on Disney Plus. You can watch that for free. Olaf has some funny things where he kind of recaps old classic Disney princess movies. We saw that this morning. That's on Disney Plus. Netflix has a big Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman star, and Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool star. They're all three superstars in a movie called Red Notice on Netflix. Also a little bit in the movie theaters, but it's on Netflix for free. So check that out. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, December 31st, before you know it, will be the season 4 premiere in bulk of the great show Cobra Kai. So looking forward to that. So Netflix shows, Disney Plus, Blackish in its final season, 8th and final season on ABC comes back January 4th. Same day on Tuesday, January 4th, This Is Us was announced today. We'll come back for its 6th and final season on NBC, so get those tissues ready. It's going to be a tearjerker, very exciting stuff. You could rent at home for $20 the new James Bond movie, the last Daniel Craig star in James Bond movie, or go to the theater to see it if you like. I'll try to rent it at some point because that's just easier to do. The Halloween Kills movie still on Peacock and movie theaters. Dune's still doing well. The Eternals movie, maybe not as big as some of the other Marvel movies, but that's still doing pretty well money-wise, and that's out in theaters. And then next week, very exciting stuff, you get the new Ghostbusters movie with little kids, kind of almost like Stranger Things, trying to solve the Ghostbusters thing. Paul Rudd's in it, who's been named Sexiest Man Alive at 52 years young, still looks like he's never aging like a vampire. He looks like he's 30. Still looks not that much older than his Clueless movie days from 1995, 26 years old. Last time the Atlanta Braves won a World Series still this year. It's forever young, both, I guess. The new Ghostbusters will come out next Friday, November 19th, movie theaters only, exclusively. And then also, King Richard, Will Smith, possibly winning his first ever Oscar. Probably definitely get an Oscar nomination as Venus Williams, Venus and Serena Williams, superstar tennis player's father. Richard Williams, Will Smith looks like he's going to do a great job. And that's going to be HBO Max simulcast same day as movie theaters, so check it out either at home or in movie theaters. So big movies. big shows. There's El Canto, I think it's called, a big Disney movie coming out, animated movie coming out the day before Thanksgiving, which is less than 2 weeks away. It's flying by. The holidays, Christmas shopping. People are backed up trying to get things from other places on Amazon. Hopefully you order it as soon as possible. Maybe you ordered it 4 months ago to make sure it's here for Christmas for your loved ones and friends and everyone thing. So keep cool. Halloween's over. Thanksgiving will be here before you know it. Christmas will be here before you know it. Hanukkah starts Sunday night, 2 weeks from this Sunday, 3 days after Thanksgiving. So put on your yarmulke. It's time for Hanukkah. That's our holiday as well. We like to cue up the Adam Sandler song, the Hanukkah song. So a lot of great stuff to look forward to. Hopefully, when more people get vaccinated, you can spend a nice holiday with your friends and loved ones this year, which you weren't able to do last year for many people, and some sense of normalcy. So, big movies, big shows. It was a big Grey's Anatomy Station 19 crossover this past week. I will not give any spoilers away, but a lot of big shows, a lot of movies, a lot of cool stuff, and a lot of great sports talk as well. So keep it locked, DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for all your favorite sports and entertainment talk. Great stuff. And also, hey, if you want to watch, my wife's going to this with some of her friends and family, Golden Girls with Puppets. This upcoming Thursday, 7:30 p.m. at the FM Kirby Center in Wilkes-Barre, PA. Watch Golden Girls and Puppets. I love Golden Girls. I don't know about puppets. So she joked that might need a few cocktails to get through that one. So we'll see. Hopefully she'll have a glass of wine and enjoy Sophia, Dorothy, Rose, and Blanche in puppet form. So so we'll see. So that's all the movie, entertainment talk, the sports talk. We'll wrap it up by singing a song to my beautiful wife, Abby, right over my shoulder. She's definitely beauty. I'm definitely the beast. Handsome son, LJ, about to be 2 in January. That's Ugly Faces me, Daddy Roscoe, DJ Roscoe, and that's my beautiful daughter Lorelai, who's a little over 4 years old. Love you guys all in my heart, and I'm going to sing a song. Aerosmith, from Armageddon fame from 1998. I don't want to close my eyes, I don't want to fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing, 'cause even when I dream of you, the sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. Love you guys all in my heart. I do over and over again. We had a great time at the comedy show at Wisecrackers Comedy Club last night. Got to go to the casino, have a date night, thanks to Nana Fran watching the kiddos. So that was a great time with my lovely wife, Abby. And just overall, good stuff up ahead. And my kids are also pumped to watch a new Spider-Man movie that's coming out December 17th in theaters. So with the multiverse, who knows, possibly all three Spider-Man, including Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, the former Spider-Man, all the bad guys, Green Goblin, and all that great stuff. So keep it locked, DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for all your great sports and entertainment talk, right here on DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the weekend. Don't get too depressed, because it is a little depressing. It's starting to get dark before 5 o'clock outside, because we fall back an hour. Oh, and by the way, I survived this grand half marathon, so I'll quickly show you my medal before we leave. I completed my 5th grand half marathon. Survived. It's somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Here's my grand half marathon. Survived it, 5th time. Feel like I'm going to pass out, but my legs and back gave out with a few miles to go. But I found a way. Got it done in just under 3 hours. I think 2 hours and 55 minutes. Not a great time, but I finished. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So I finished this grand half marathon last week. Body was sore. Starting to heal up now. And overall, everything else going well. Covering Penn State sports, Penn State basketball. Penn State's grand lost 91-67 to King's College from Wilkes-Barre area. Covered that game today. Their next game will be on the road against Penn State Hazleton. Open up conference play on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, November 16th, and then have home games for men and women Penn State's grand basketball against conference foes on Friday night and Saturday afternoon. So we covering that. Covered the high school football scene as the playoffs keep rolling. Dallas just got knocked out of the playoffs by North Pocono. So keep it locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for all your favorite sports and entertainment talk, right here on DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Have a great weekend. Take care. don't get depressed by how dark it gets so early. Before you know it, will be light out till 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock at night in the summer, it'll be really hot. Won't complain. But in the meantime, it's be cold, snowy. But it's been a little bit warm of late, rainy, and in the end, everything. These three people mean the world to me. My beautiful wife Abby, handsome son LJ, beautiful daughter Lorelai. They're what keep me motivated and very happy about the future. So I love you guys with all my heart. And thank you for listening each and every week. I love you guys for tuning in each and every week to DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for all your great sports, entertainment talk, right here in DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Have a great weekend. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.